Welcome to the Central Texas Huddle on Lone Star Gridiron. I'm your host, Tony Blaylock. I'll be with the action from Week 5 of Central Texas right after these messages.
With open enrollment coming soon for Medicare, ACA, Obamacare, and small group plans for businesses with less than 100 employees, if you're in need of health insurance solutions, look no further than HAP Insurance Agency. Yes, HAP Insurance Agency is a fantastic resource right in the heart of College Station, Texas. Whether you're in retirement, a business owner, or simply looking for the best health coverage option, HAP Insurance Agency has got you covered. You can find them in College Station at 1551 Greens Prairie Road West, Suite 101A, or give Holly Pritchard a call at 972-897-0814. That's HAP Insurance Agency.
Looking to boost your company's marketing? Look no further than Fresh Media Works. Podcasting is the best way to promote your brand and increase your customer base. You can create your own show, be a guest on other podcasts, or advertise on existing podcasts to reach a valuable audience. Don't wait. Start elevating your marketing game today with Fresh Media Works. Call now, 713-269-4620, or find us online at freshmediaworks.com/podcasting.
I want to thank HAP Insurance of College Station, Fresh Media Works, and Nani's Sweeter Side for their sponsorship of the Central Texas Huddle. Let's get right into the action from Week 5. And as promised, our featured game is Westlake versus Lake Travis. Big Austin area matchup. And Westlake walks away with their fourth straight win over Lake Travis. Westlake led 10-7 at the half, pushed the lead to 20-7 before Lake Travis cut it to 20-14 to produce the final score. For Westlake, the stars of the game were Jack Kaiser at 24 carries for 130 yards, 1 touchdown. Reese Wise was 7-14 passing for 63 yards. He also had 44 yards rushing. And Heath McCree was their leading receiver with 4 receptions for 23 yards. For the Cavaliers, Caden Leon was 10-14 passing, 165 yards, 1 touchdown. He added 43 yards rushing. And Sam himself had 5 receptions for 63 yards. Now on to our next game, Midway versus Huddle. Huddle jumped out to an early lead and led by as much as 17 points late in the second quarter. Midway cut the lead to 27-17 by the half and took the lead 38-34 late in the third, and then held on for a 45-42 win. For Midway, Ty Brown was 9 of 17 passing for 201 yards with 1 touchdown, and then he added 23 carries for 223 yards rushing and another touchdown. Eduardo Longorio had 19 carries for 101 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Jackson Beard had 5 receptions for 146 yards and 1 touchdown. For Hutto, Will Hammond was 26-41 passing for 346 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he added 20 carries for 102 yards and another touchdown. Keelan Chaves had 14 carries for 123 yards and 2 touchdowns. Alex Green had 8 receptions for 125 yards and 1 touchdown. Go down to 5AD1, and let's look at the Georgetown A&M Consolidated game, which Georgetown wins 14-10. And the stars of the game for Georgetown, Noah Boris was 12 of 22 passing for 128 yards and 1 touchdown. Davin Sedgwick had 5 receptions for 61 yards. Andrew Peter had 21 carries for 66 yards. And then the story of this game was the Georgetown defense. The Georgetown defense had 8 sacks coming from 7 different players. And Georgetown recovered 4 fumbles from A&M Consolidated and added an interception. For A&M Consolidated, stars of the game were Will Hargett, 9 of 15 passing, 77 yards. Tyler Poling, 4 of 10 passing for 61 yards. Trey Taylor had 13 carries for 124 yards and 1 touchdown, and the leading receiver was Peyton Bork, 3 receptions for 54 yards. Now let's go down to the 4A D2 level, where the Robinson Rockets pitched a shutout over Hillsboro 21-0. For Robinson, the leading players were Christian Lujan, who had 16 carries for 72 yards. Stephen Knights had 14 carries for 64 yards. Aiden Stanford was 9 of 14 passing, 121 yards, and 3 touchdown passes. And Austin Marshall had 2 receptions for 41 yards and 1 TD. For Robinson's defense, they limited Hillsboro to 97 yards of offense as they again pitched a shutout 21-0. We go down to 3A D1 and let's talk about the Lorena Cameron Yo game. Lorena led by as much as 15 in the first half, led 25-21 in the third. Cameron Yo scored with 9 minutes left in the game to tie the game at 35. Lorena scored with 4:23 left, converted a 2-point conversion to take a 43-35 lead. And then Yo scored with 2:10 left in the game to cut the Lorena lead to 43-41. They go for 2 to tie the game, and the attempt fails, and Lorena walks away with a 43-41 win. For Lorena, the key players were Caden Roberts, 15 of 23 passing for 165 yards, 1 touchdown, and he added 19 carries for 122 yards and a touchdown rushing. Braylon Henry had 27 carries for 253 yards and 4 touchdowns. Colin Hill had 4 receptions for 54 yards, and Brock Cole had 3 receptions for 50 yards and 1 touchdown. Leading players for Cameron Yo were Braylon Duke, 15 of 24 passing for 218 yards and 5 touchdowns. Kason Goolsby had 4 receptions, 86 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And DeAndre Bradley had 3 receptions, 50 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Now let's go look at the 3A D2, where Eastland Jim Ned game. So we have 0-4 coming into the game, 0-4 Eastland coming into the game, 4-0 Jim Ned. And the Eastland Mavericks pull off the 21-19 big upset over Jim Ned.
You have a party coming up or just want a special gift? Check out Nani's Sweeter Side. Yes, Nani's Sweeter Side makes the most amazing custom-created sugar cookies with your design. They also offer paint your own cookies and decorate your own cookies. Those make an excellent sweet activity that you can sink your teeth into at parties. Nani's also offers some of the most amazing cupcakes ever. You can check out Nani's Sweeter Side at nanisweeterside.com. That's N-A-N-I. Check her out on Facebook. Just look for Nani's Sweeter Side. Or give her a call at 937-499-4790. At Nani's Sweeter Side, you'll find that happiness is homemade.
Hey, did you play Texas high school football? If you did, you're part of an elite group, the Brotherhood of Texas High School Football. All football players, past and present, who have ever suited up in the Lone Star State are eligible. Go to LoneStarGridiron.com/brotherhood. And thank you for the part you played in the greatest sport in the greatest state.
Eastland Mavericks pull off the 21-19 big upset over Jim Ned. For Eastland, key players were Isaiah Hayes, who was 15 of 20 passing for 259 yards and 1 touchdown, and Preston Rose with 4 receptions for 127 yards and 1 touchdown. For Jim Ned, Aiden Ellis had 23 carries for 121 yards, 2 touchdowns. Braden Shipman, 11 carries, 106 yards, and 1 touchdown. And Dean Guffey was 5 of 10 passing for 61 yards. And let's wrap up our look back at week 5. And let's go down to 2AD1 and talk about the Johnson City-Rogers game. Now, Rogers led this game 19-17 early in the third quarter. Johnson City scored a rushing touchdown late in the third quarter. And on the next drive, recovered a fumble and returned it for a touchdown to take a 30-19 lead. Both teams will put a shutout from that point on, and Johnson City walks out with a 30-19 win over Rogers. And your players of the game for Johnson City, McCray Johnson was 9 of 17 passing for 151 yards, 2 touchdowns, 50 yards, and he added 50 yards rushing and 1 touchdown rushing. Colton Bonnet had 14 carries for 59 yards. He added 2 receptions for 71 yards. And Johnny Slominski had 4 receptions for 60 yards and 2 touchdowns. And that wraps up games we're going to feature for week 5. Now let's look over the rankings and the week 6 schedule. Now all these rankings are courtesy of LoneStarGridiron.com. Go to LoneStarGridiron.com. Check out our full rankings for across the entire state. Top 30 for 6A and top 15 for each division of 5A, 4A, 3A, and 2A. The Central Texas ranked teams for 6A, number 4 Westlake will be hosting Austin Del Valle. Number 7 Vandergrift will be hosting Manor. Number 10, Lake Travis is open this week. Number 12, Cibolo Still is also open this week. And number 26, Dripping Springs will be at Buda Johnson. 5A D1, number 6, Smithson Valley is open this week. Number 7, College Station will be hosting Georgetown Eastview. Number 12, San Antonio Wagner is open this week. 5AD2, the only ranked team is number 11, Alamo Heights, who is open this week. 4AD1, number 2, Bernie is open this week. Number 8, China Spring is at San Antonio Cornerstone. Number 9, Stephenville is at 4AD1, number 6, Brownwood. And tied for 15th is Somerset, who is hosting Antonian Prep. 4AD2, number 2, Wimberley is open. Number 9, Cuero is open. To the number 4, Cuero is open. Number 9 is Waco Connolly, who is hosting Springtown. And number 14, Madisonville is at 3AD1, number 3, Columbus. We go down to 3AD1. Number 1, Franklin is hosting Rockdale. Number 3, Columbus is hosting 4AD2, number 14, Madisonville. Number 11, Lorena is hosting Little River Academy. Number 13, Jordan is open this week. And tied for 14th, Yoakum is at Waco La Vega. In 3AD2, number 6, Poth is open. Tied for number 12 is Jacksboro, who is open this week. And number 14 is Comanche, who is also open this week. 2AD1, number 10, Mason, is hosting 3AD2, number 5, Wall. Number 11, Holland, is open. Number 12, Centerville, is open. And number 13, Three Rivers, is hosting number 2, Refugio. And 2AD2, number 1, Mark, is at Hyco. Number 4, Chilton, is open. Number 10, Granger, is open. Number 11, Bremond, is open. And number 14, Milano, is also open week 6. Big off week in week 6. A lot of teams prepare for district play, especially at the lower levels. I want to thank HAP Insurance for College Station, Fresh Media Works, and Nani's Sweeter Side for their sponsorship of the Central Texas Huddle. Tune back in next week. We'll go over the action from week 6 and look forward to week 7.